I want to talk about why I believed this madman, this maniac. Because when I talk about that, it sounds insane, completely insane. But and it's not easy to explain why I was so basically when I would come out on a video and say, look, I'm going to teach you all about magic and I don't want any money for it, I just turn the video off immediately. But this guy wasn't like that. He used to say that if you don't understand the mathematics behind it, if you don't understand what I'm speaking about, fuck off. I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to people who really understand what I'm talking about. I don't want any lay person to listen to this. I don't give a rat's ass about views or whatever. I'm just doing this to piss off these trillionaire assholes who ruined my life. So, and he couldn't stop talking about how pissed off he was at these people. And like that opened me up to the concept that this person might be real. So I stuck around for a few minutes and I listened to him. And I'm calling him Tom Riddle because of a story that he told. And that's also so far out there that I can't even tell the stories because people would think I'm insane. So this person, I think I watched like 250 hours of video material, not including the MP3s with I mean, it's insane. So why did I invest like an hour a day for over a year, I would say, so maybe it was more than that. So why did I believe him? Or why was I so interested? Because his motive was that he was pissed off at these people. And I mean really pissed off. And he said the problem is that I'm just one person and these people in the astral are like an elephant. And he would be a fly fighting against them. So he was basically seeking people who would join him in doing these rituals. So, and he explained where he was coming from. His teacher was an ipsissimus who worked for MI6, and he said even his mentor got it wrong. But where he got it wrong, he understood what was the problem, because this guy wrote a book, and I think the book was called Going Down to the Pub to Do Some Magic or something like that. I don't think that it's available for the public. I don't think you can buy it. I think it's available in Spanish or something. And his mentor, this guy, was involved in the New Age movement, and he used to, out of ignorance, be involved with the New Age movement and making basically mass rituals, meditations in in England, and and they tried to make the world a better place, and they visualized, and there were hundreds of people meeting on the weekends there, according to him, and I believe his story. So his mentor was involved with these people, and they used to do meditations, and there were like 100 people, and they used to visualize white light and love energy into wells, into ancient wells, and into the energy grid lines, which some people call them the ley lines or the chakra system of the earth or whatever. So they used to visualize massive amounts of this love energy, and they did it every weekend for a long time. And by that, he said, he later realized that there was a huge mistake, because if you project light into the darkness, you free the darkness into our world upward. So this was one thing that struck me, the story about his mentor, and that he died of cancer. He was basically eaten up by cancer, and he used to lay hands on people to heal them. And he later said he made the mistake to channel his own energy to heal people, and by that getting sicker and sicker and sicker, and he died of cancer. So that was the second story which struck me. Then the third story was the thing about his being basically a targeted individual, which he demonstrated without any doubt, even with newspaper articles and so on. So the fourth thing which made me believe him was that he used to do rituals in what used to be an old cemetery, and it was also a public park, which is pretty unheard of in Austria, but anyway. So it was a huge area, there were some gravestones there, it was not like creepy in the dark stuff or whatever, so they just met there, and he used the stone which was connected to the earth for his rituals, and he did that in a very, very, very fast, no nonsense way. So he did that with like 2 things in his hands, and he did that very fast. He did not like make any circles or whatever, this or bullshit. So, and he used to laugh at people who do that, and he said that you shouldn't even believe me, I want you to leave. I'm a black magician anyway, you should not believe me, you should be insane if you believe me. So he used to say these things too. So he was not like advertising himself in any way, shape or form. So the fourth or fifth thing which made me believe him was that when he did his rituals, and he did like hundreds of these rituals very fast, like 3, 4, 5 minutes, juggling his hands around on the altar. So basically what he explained is that he has a unified new theory of magic, and that it works. You don't have to do all that old stuff anymore. You don't have to do druidic stuff anymore. You just have to use this new kind of magic, and it goes very fast. There is no, you just invoking, putting it into onto the altar and invoking something else, putting it onto the altar, and binding it together with the wand, basically something like that. This would have massive consequences. So every time he did his rituals in this public park, there were people there taking a walk. There were often like 5-6 people there, most of them with dogs. Every time he did his rituals, the dogs would go insane. And that it wasn't his dogs, it were dogs in the background. They would just begin to be, out of nowhere, become aggressive and completely go bonkers and attack each other. So even that happened. So they went completely insane, the dogs, when he began to do his rituals. That was another thing, and that must have happened like nearly all the time he was there for an hour. There was, when he, in the background, you saw people with dogs, and the dogs would completely flip out and begin to run away, begin to attack each other. And before that, it was completely peaceful. And the other thing that often happened when he did that is that out of nowhere the weather changed. Like a wind blows up that nearly knocks all his equipment off the altar. This often happened. This basically happened nearly all the time when he did that. So that's about like 5 things that I can think of. And that's why this stuff was so fascinating for me, because I knew that this guy was not really motivated by deceiving people or whatever. He was, even to understand what he was saying, I had to read up on a lot of mathematics, physics, and even chemistry, because his level of understanding was so much greater than what I could remember. So, and this was just mind-blowing. This was like he hit you with a baseball bat of knowledge about how to make all this old stuff very, very, very easy. Very, very, very easy to do. And that was just mind-blowing to me, and that's also a reason why I'm trying to not mention his name, but maybe I have said too much already. Anyway, so that's the reason why I believed him, because I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen what happened there. And he had like 2 assistants, and he himself must have been over 60 or nearly 70 years old, and he looked like he was like 45, something like that, maybe 50, but he was, I think, 69 or something, or 68 years old. He had full blonde hair, and he was like drinking one beer after another, and he says that's that's the luxuries I have as a black magician, because it doesn't have any negative influence health-wise or something. And he looked like he was hitting the gym every day. So that immediately struck me. So that's why I invested like a year of my life to figure out this guy's ramblings, because it was not easy to do that, to figure out what he was talking about, because he did not give a damn if you understand what he's saying. He just said, if you don't understand me, then F F off. I don't want to talk to you. That's the reason why I was interested in his story. Anyway, so still I wanted to say that I still had to realize that I don't need that. Although it was completely fascinating to hear that from an ipsissimus, how to do that stuff, I still realize that I don't need it. I don't need to do if Jesus is more powerful than that, then I don't need that. That's what I'm trying to say. Although it's extremely fascinating, especially if you studied physics or chemistry and you listen to this guy for 30 minutes, you were transfixed. So that's not a joke or something. I'm not talking about that I'm not talking about this to impress people. I'm trying to tell you that there's a world that most people have no idea exists, and it's very much real. And that's it.